Welcome to Odyssey! I'm joining the crew of Odyssey Expeditions for an incredible, exhilarating and educational travel adventure camp where we'll be sailing, scuba diving, learning marine biology and giving back to communities in need while helping to clean and conserve our environment. Let's explore each crew member and you're going to tell me 2 things that come to your head.
2 things, like sentences.
Each crew member?
Positive things. So we'll start with Levi. Yeah, let's start with Levi.
Oh God, Levi.
Levi is funny and always sleepy for one.
He slept a lot.
He's always happy. He's always funny and happy.
He doesn't fail to make me laugh.
Levi, he is really funny.
He makes a lot of jokes.
Also,
Some are funny, some are not.
I enjoy talking sports with him.
He's for sure Nuggets fan, to say the least.
It's really easy to talk to.
He's so silly, like he's a little goofball.
Levi is what I imagine the phrase "boys will be boys" is.
I don't think he always thinks before he does something, and then you just watch him do it and then like learn from. He's so goofy.
One of like probably the most like good like guys I've ever met because he like gets like he laughs at the same things I laugh, and we're both like clumsy, I guess, or like chill, like, and it's just fun. I love people that are like that.
He is definitely just like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like he's in his own little world. Not like in a bad way, but just kind of like, he's just kind of doing his own thing. And you know, he does these like little fun tricks in the water and says all these like jokes and gets people laughing and everything else. He's also really good at maintaining his buoyancy underwater. I've noticed that.
He's a big sleeper. That's one of the things. I think everyone would say that. He's a big sleeper and he's really funny. He always knows when to crack a joke in the right time, and even if he doesn't mean it, it's really funny. Pain in the ass.
He has a lot of energy, and I feel like he brings he for sure brings the energy to the group to like, he just like makes everyone like stick together almost, and like he's just a really enjoyable person to be around.
I'm gonna miss Levi. I've honestly never met anyone like him. He's just so funny, and he always has something to say that'll make the whole room crack up. And he'll do great things.
Levi always has a smile on his face. He's a big jokester. Even when he dips away from trying to help, he seems to always be there to give everybody a good time.
He also liked contributing to conversations, like helped like make people laugh a lot. He was a very cool guy.
He, I think, enjoys it when other people smile, so when we're under the water he's being really goofy, and a couple of times he's made me laugh when I had to take out my reg and get my bearings and then put it back in and purge.
And yeah, I enjoyed talking to him a lot. Sometimes it would just be me and him talking for a bit, and it was also funny hearing his story about how he bumped into a sea turtle and freaked out.
He can be a little grumpy sometimes, but he always means like really well. Like he's very nice to people, I think.
I don't know much about these people.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah's just, there's no filter.
God, she's one of the most unfiltered people I know.
Aaliyah, she has a lot of spunk. She's very, very feisty, and I like that about her. She knows who she is and what she wants.
Aaliyah spoke her mind. I liked that about her, that she would have no problems just saying what was on her mind, whether we wanted to hear it or not.
Like, I've never met someone who will just like call it as it is. Like, if she has an opinion on something, she's gonna say it, no matter what.
It depends.
It's amazing. She just will let anything go.
I love how she has no like care and like what she says, and like, but like it's good to care. It's like funny. It's like you need that. You don't need to have like a filter every single time.
Aaliyah is not afraid to say what is on her mind. If she feels like she needs to say something, she will. And I can respect that because You know, usually I tend to sugarcoat things, but she'll just be upfront about it.
Leah is always serious, but that's not always a bad thing. And she's my dive buddy, and she's always been there for me.
I like the fact that I can relate to her picky eating experience. I was the same way.
She was telling me in the beginning how she never really talked to many people, and like how she said her mouth was sore because she has never talked so much in her life or something. And she only like talked to her grandma or something, and I thought that's like really good for her that she got to talk to like 10 more people and like the dive masters so much. And I think that's really nice.
She also really likes to draw and really likes artwork, and I also really like art, so I love looking at her drawings and her work.
I admire her ability to sleep outside during the rain. I could never do that.
Aaliyah is special because when like she's in a good mood, she's like the best to be around. She's so funny and awesome. And she's also grumpy, which is awesome.
She's so silly. It's funny listening to her because it's like sometimes it can be like, oh my god, we don't need to hear that right now, but other times it's like, thank God someone said that. I really enjoy her work and getting to spend time with her and just talking about art together because there's actually a lot more people who do art on the boat than I realized, and I just thought that was super cool. And we were talking about like character designs, and I gave her tips and she was asking questions. It was just super cool. I loved it.
She's got that one spot on the couch that everyone knows she'll just fall asleep right there, and I think that's so funny.
God, Aaliyah's a character. I love Aaliyah. Aaliyah's great.
Aaliyah is one of the most unintentionally funny people that I've ever met in my life. Like, she'll say something with like a straight face and it just cracks the whole entire room up. And she just left and there's already a hole in everybody's heart that she's not here.
She's great. I love all her sarcastic jokes, and her character is just amazing.
And sometimes it's a little bit much, but I think she's very confident in herself, and I admire that about her. And she looks like she enjoys being under the water, despite her trying to get down. But yeah, I think she's pretty powerful. I admire that about her.
I also enjoyed our talks about anime and video games and stuff. Seeing that we had some like-minded things, and then how she was convincing me that I needed to watch the Godzilla series, which I probably am going to do. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to chat about on the group chat. She was very cool. She was a very cool person. I'm glad she was one of my roommates.
Take care of yourself, yeah? Alright, John. Sorry.
I've talked to John the most. John is just a nice, calm dude who anybody can make a conversation with.
Oh, very helpful and fun to be around.
At first, I didn't talk to him that much because I guess he seemed like a little shy. But I really liked him. He's really straightforward and he's very mature, and he knows what's right and wrong. And he's pretty straightforward, and I like him. I can relate to a lot of things that he says.
John is he's like me. We have the same interests, and we have the same what's it called? I don't know what the word is. We laugh about the same things. We have the same, think the same things are funny. I don't know. John's awesome.
John, I think that he can be a little too hard on himself sometimes, and I don't think he really sees how much of a good person he is and how much he's willing to learn. I don't think that he sees the good side of him all the time, and he's always willing to help, no matter what. If someone asks something, he's on it immediately, no matter what. He's a good guy. John, I feel is the calm person in the group. He's just he's there, but he's still a part of the group, but he will also help out if you ever need it. If you need something and you ask him, he'll do it like that. If you tell him to go do something, he'll do it immediately. He's just yep, okay, boom, 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 and he gets the job done every single time. it's incredible.
John knows what he's doing. He's able to get people to like do what they need to, and that's a really good thing to have one of those people on here. And then he always is able to like help like with helping, and then he's a very genuine guy. He's good. He's funny. He's smart, and that's what I like about him.
John is really mature. He's great. He's great like to be around. He's a great person to talk to. He's really like he shows what type of leader he can be, and I'm so glad I got to work with him to become junior dive master with him.
John is amazing. I did the dive master program with him, and he's always willing to help you if you need it and explain things, and he's had a great attitude about the whole trip, just making the most of things even when things could be better. He's the one like telling us like, you got this, like it's good.
He also has a lot of confidence. In some parts, I think he knows that he needs to kind of calm down. He knows those situations and he can acknowledge them, and I think self-reflection is pretty important. And then he'll stand up for himself when he thinks or knows that he's in the right or it's something that's worth fighting for. So I like that about him.
Very patient guy. I appreciated that. He was my dive buddy for the very last dive. He was always someone that I could talk to a lot. He was very chill, and he took his DMT training very seriously, and knowing that he was also the same age as me kind of helped me feel better about not being like the oldest on the ship.
What time? Dive time.
Hello?
Ella's really sweet. I think it's really good to have her on board because this is her third Odyssey trip, and she's just I think she holds everybody together. She gets along with everyone, and I think she makes sure that everyone knows that they're welcome into any situation. She's also just extremely helpful in like a bunch of different ways.
Ella was very sweet. She was kind of like a big sister figure to a lot of people. She was just very like calm with people, but she'd get in on the fun too, like trying to shove people overboard.
A great dive instructor to go underwater with.
Right when I came in, I was like, she looked exactly like one of my friends back home, and I was like, wait, there's no way, but it wasn't her.
She was great to talk to. It was just nice kind of sitting and chatting with each other sometimes, whether it was about something important or just like talking about the weather.
Ella is a very bright, and I'm struggling to put it into words, but she's just such a bright, nice, and kind person. Like, she was probably the nicest to everyone on the boat, giving everyone a chance, talking to everybody, no matter who they were or what they were into. Ella was just a friend to everyone.
Very nice.
She's really nice. She was pretty much the only girl I talked to, or the only person I talked to the first and second day.
Oh my gosh, what things can I not say about her?
She's easy to get along with. We have similar, we have a lot of similar stuff that is similar, and yeah, she's nice and funny.
Ella's just like a sweetheart. She's really nice and cool. It's cool, like, I don't know, she's just like one of my better friends on the boat, and she's just like really just nice and fun to hang out with.
Ella is a sweetheart, and she just talks with everyone. Doesn't matter. She always tries to include people in everything that we do. If you say hi and ask her how she's doing, she won't hesitate to just strike up a conversation with you. She's very sociable, and she's, because she's done this so many times, she'll tell you like what the scoop is and what's going on, and she's really sweet.
Ella, she also knows what she's doing. She's really helpful with people, and she's very like caring for others on this boat, which is helpful.
She's great. The first person I met at Odyssey, she's great. She's a character. Like, I love her.
Ella's very sweet. She's one of the kindest on the boat.
She's just like like a joyous little bubble to be around. Like whenever like you see her, like you just want to smile.
Her passion for diving has really encouraged me to continue to do it even when I'm kind of stuck, hunkered down at school, but just to go out and do something. She's a very good diver, and she has all the equipment, and I want to be like her.
Ella, I admire her skills as a dive master. She seems really proficient. She knows what she's doing. Also brings a lot of positive energy to the crew.
Hey, Jack. All right, Jack.
Oh Lord, Jack.
Jack's just a really funny guy.
Jack is an enigma.
Jack's also one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Jack's awesome. He's just hilarious.
Oh, he is really great to be around. Very funny. Great timing too.
He came into this just like unapologetically himself, and I hope that he never changes that, and that he always just stays true to himself and is his same funny self and just says whatever comes to his head.
Jack, he's the jokester. He uplifts my spirits whenever I'm feeling down. Also, I enjoy talking video games with him.
Right when I saw him the first time I saw him, I knew like this is gonna be funny because just the way he talks and like the little things he like joked around with. The first day, I knew how he's gonna be and how like the trip was gonna be funny with him. He's just a really funny guy, and he's really nice and caring, and yeah.
He's hilarious. He's like always fun. I've never even seen him in a bad mood or get angry at anyone once.
He's similar to Aaliyah in the way that like if he's thinking of something, he's just gonna say it, but it's more like I can't get mad at him because of how goofy he is. Like, even if he says like a joke in like the worst possible situation, I'm still gonna laugh at him because it's Jack. Like, I love Jack. He's my favorite. So Jack is like the funny man of the group. Again, he can just like make anyone laugh. You can like meet him for 5 minutes and he'll just get you dying of laughter. And that's really important considering how, you know, because sometimes there's moments on the boat when it just kind of gets quiet and we don't know what to talk about or what to say. But then he just lights up the room with whatever commentary he has to make, and it always sticks. Like, the delivery is just always perfect. And he's just a fun person to be around. Like, if you just need someone to just chill out and do nothing with, Jack's your guy.
He's just out there. This is something that's like new to him, and it's like, that's amazing. And he's able to do this with everyone. That's nice.
Oh, Jack. What else can I say about Jack? Jack's also great. Jack is such a character. He always makes me laugh. Like, just thinking about him makes me want to laugh. It's great.
Jack is, he's just himself, and he makes everybody laugh. Big fits of laughter. He always has a smile, just like Levi, but he has his own personality that brings light to the group. He's also very kind. He'll ask you if you're okay, if something's wrong, or he's very aware of other people and his surroundings, and he has a very kind heart, I think.
Jack was probably would have been voted class clown. He had impeccable timing for jokes. He had a bunch of fun nicknames, Captain Jack Sparrow, as you so called him. He was definitely like someone that was easy to get along with. He'd make jokes and he'd do some very questionable things, but it was never anything that made anyone feel uncomfortable. It was just like he knew how to make people laugh.
Like, it's so clear. Ooh, this is fancy GoPro. You can like see yourself in everything.
Isabel.
Oh, my roommate.
Izzy is, I think I said this one of the nights at dinner, she's like the bright spot on the boat.
Isabel was a spitfire. She very much stood up for herself whenever someone called her short, even if it was fun. She'd also throwing people overboard or just cat fighting with Michael a lot.
Izzy is just a little mean person, but it's funny. She's just like one of those stereotypes. Is just like small and angry, a little chihuahua.
Oh, Isabel. She was the first person I talked to.
Izzy's really easy to talk to. She's also very kind.
Isabel always raised the mood of the boat. She always had a smile on her face, and when she didn't, she was still happy. She brings the whole mood of the boat up. I don't think I've ever seen her truly sad or mad, and she's just a bright and very kind person.
She is honestly she's really funny, and like the way she jokes around is really good and she's never serious that much.
Very bright and full of energy.
Isabel's also she's like a sweetheart. She's super just nice and chill. I don't know.
You'll always see her smiling, even if she's not feeling too well. She's still checking in on people, and she's extremely sweet. She reminds me of a little sister almost. She's just I love Izzy.
I see a lot of my younger sisters in her, so it's always nice to have that presence on the boat. Reminds me of my family.
She's smart. She knows what she's doing, and that's helpful for these new people.
Also, her bubbly personality. She brings a lot of great energy to the boat, a lot of lightheartedness.
Her love for scuba diving and her buoyancy control, I admire so much. She's gone through so much with saltwater and freshwater, and she's going to 2 more camps after this camp, and I think that's her. She's very proactive, and I admire her passions as well.
She had a diving backpack on, so I went up to her and I asked her if she was going on Odyssey, and I'm so glad that I did. We clicked so quickly, and she's just such a bright soul. She's just a great person to be around, always smiling and laughing, and I'm gonna miss her.
Isabel is the most sunshine of sunshines I've ever met in my life, and she's younger than me, and she's done more dives, and there's just so much that she does. It's just incredible. She's a dive master, and at 16? How many dive masters do you know at 16 years old? She just has so many stories, and she's always just has a lot of energy, and that's great especially because when you're diving, swimming takes a lot out of you, and sometimes you just need that energy of just all right, let's go, let's do this, let's la 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 la. So let's just get up and let's just get going, and she provides that for the group.
It was pretty fun to watch her, but she was also like me and Andy's dive master and training for some of our dives, and she looked out for us a lot. She kept an eye out. She took her task very seriously, but she wasn't overbearing. She was just someone that understood let's have fun, but let's just be careful, and I appreciate that about her.
Ling.
Ling, my roomie.
Ling is also another calm person of the group, which is good, but she's smart, she gets the tasks done as well. She's also very artistic, which I can also appreciate.
Oh my god, she is one of the most amazing artists I have ever seen.
If you look in her journal, she wrote down all those little doodles of representing each different things on the trip. And I loved looking at every single one of them.
She is amazing in art.
They're so good. She's just so talented. Ling's just a joy to be around.
I love Ling. She's a great artist.
Ling, I'm saying everybody's very nice because it's true. Ling was also an incredibly nice person to me.
Very smart and nice.
She laughed at my bad jokes.
Ling, in the beginning, I thought was very out there.
She knew how to be quiet.
Not in a bad way, just I thought she was out there in the beginning. And as I've gotten to know her the past, I think it's been 4 nights, and her and I have just chatted, and it's been really cool to talk with her because she's also from California, and her and I have very similar viewpoints on things. She's great to talk to. I love Ling.
She liked her alone time, just like myself. So sometimes we would just go up to the top and just be quiet together. That was fun.
I didn't talk to her that much the first little bit, but then we talked a lot. She's really helpful, especially when setting up the scuba gear and everything. And she's really patient and everything.
Ling is also someone who's helped me around the ship. Like when I was supposed to be on anchor duty, she helped me like with signals, like we're ready to blow it, above it, or just like need to move that way or that way. She like had some interesting stories. She was like also very fun to talk to.
Ling is super, just like kind and like you could tell she's really smart, and she's just like, I don't know, like she's really caring and nice.
Ling, she's super funny and she's like very good like with words, like communication wise, which is helpful and nice.
She's a great person to be around when you need someone to talk, and she'll just listen.
Ling as well. She was also in the Dive Master program with me, always willing to help you, sweetest person ever, and it was nice to talk to her because she also did Odyssey last year, not with me, but it was nice to share a common experience with somebody and like hear different parts of it.
I admired the fact that she read almost an entire book on this journey. That is crazy cool.
She's also going to do amazing things. She's going to college next year. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for her.
So yeah, she's a really cool person.
You got this, Rylas. Woo! Alright, Riley.
Riley's the best. Riley's like so funny, and she's like I think she's the nicest person.
Riley is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. Riley is also very easy to talk to.
You can easily strike a conversation with her.
I love how much information she knows about like everything and like the wildlife.
I love how she has something to say about everything, like the facts. Like if you bring up something about sharks, she can go on about it, and has a lot of knowledge, and that's really good because a lot of people don't have that.
If I had like a question about like a shark, for example, she'll tell me anything about it, and I love that.
You'll tell her a story and she'll just go on and on about things that she's experienced and things that she's interested in. She definitely knows herself.
Riley has great opinions in my opinion, and she's like, she doesn't care if she's different from other people. She's proud of that.
Oh yeah, very nice. We have the same interests, which is very great.
Riley is also similar to Aaliyah, and I love like how she'll just talk and talk and talk, and it's interesting to hear her stories about her being at home, because you can tell that she's homesick sometimes when she starts talking about her family and everything, and she's also just very nice. Like I think she always means well whenever she's talking to someone.
She is just always so positive. Like if we're sitting around the table and somebody's saying something, she's like, no, like it's good. She's just so happy, and you can tell that she really loved everything that she was doing and was really grateful to be here.
Riley was the first person I met in our group because we were actually on the same flight together, and she just kind of welcomed the experience and welcomed me with open arms, and I could appreciate that just because I was nervous, I didn't know anyone, and she's a chatter, but I'm also a chatter, so I love it. It's great. She always has a story for any situation, and they're always super interesting.
Riley was always very nice. I don't think she ever even said like a bad word in her life.
She's just like so chill and funny, and like she's always nice, never has anything bad to say.
She's just a great person to have on board with us. Like she's able to do what she needs to do and get stuff done.
Also being one of the only other ones that is over 22, I enjoy talking with her about the college experience and relating on that level to someone else.
And she was always helpful. She never like just sat on the side doing nothing. She was always wanting to know what to do, stuff like that.
Also, she was the first person I ever led on a dive, and she made it super fun, and we had a great time.
I think she also enjoys doing things for other people. She's a very selfless person. She's talked about all these things she's made for her family members, whether it be baking or just doing little acts of kindness.
Backwards. Oh my gosh.
Mike.
That's so...
Michael.
Michael.
Do I really gotta talk about him?
We had a really fun time on the first day when we got here. We were both like 2-3 hours early, so we had lunch together and got to know each other really well.
Michael was always nice to me. We always talked and we were just friends, you know? And he was always productive. He went on most of the dives and he was just an upright, cheery person.
He's great, he's energetic.
It was fun watching him toss everybody in the water.
Yeah, I enjoyed just joking around with him as well. He's a good jokester.
I didn't talk to him that much either, like the first couple of days, but then like we all came together, I guess. He's really funny and like he jokes around like how like I would joke around, same with like Levi. And he's pretty good talking.
Like, haven't talked to Michael a whole lot, but he was usually seen hanging out with Levi. He was pretty funny, like, to be honest. He'd go around and he'd get in cat fights with Izzy, like I said earlier.
Oh, tossing Izzy in the water. That was very funny.
He's bullied me, punched me, flicked me, bullied me, have I said that?
But he was also pretty funny. He liked kind of stirring up and like jumping off the boat with people. I saw him do a lot of flips, and that was pretty impressive.
Michael's also one of my better friends. He's just like, we have like the same interests and he's super cool and chill.
Michael is an older version of Levi. Like, like if I came onto this trip not knowing like anything, if they hadn't told me that they weren't related, I would have thought that they were siblings. Like, they act like siblings. They're both very goofy, and Michael has like, he's just goofy. I don't know how else to describe him. Michael is like, he's also calm, but he's very playful. He's, you know, he'll tease, he'll mess around, and it's really funny and entertaining. And he also has like a lot of interesting stories to tell that I would just like have never guessed he's ever done or has happened to him. And it was cool talking to Michael. He's also very artistic as well, which I had no idea. So we were talking about art for a little bit as well, and I can't wait to see what he also creates and makes.
He's a funny kid. He's also gonna do great things. He always knows how to put a smile on my face when we need it. Whenever anybody's in a bad mood on the boat, he'll just come up to you and start talking, and people are always in a better mood.
He also is a pretty funny guy. He's always has a smile on his face. He can make funny noises, do a bunch of cool flips or whatever, and make everybody laugh.
He's such a bubbly and a happy person, and he's able to like he has a soft spot, and like once you get to know him, he's a really, really great person.
Michael is also very kind-hearted. He is always there to help. He'll include everybody in the group, and I am grateful for him for continuing conversations and bringing other people in so that they can feel like part of the group.
I got a thing called Coconut King.
Clara Leo.
She's funny. She's really funny. She's got a nice spot for that.
Oh, Leo. I love Leo. Oh my gosh, Leo's so great. She's so sentimental. She's so sweet. She's always there for you.
Leo is a lot like myself in the music that they listen to and the music, not music, and the games and TV shows they play and watch. They're just very much like me, so I got along with Leo a lot. We talked, we laughed, and I can easily say that Leo is a very easygoing and just happy to be here person.
Leo's always there when you need help.
I feel like Leo had a very good grounding effect for the group. She brought us back to reality.
I just started getting close with Clara or Leo pretty recently towards the trip, and I wish that I had talked to them earlier.
She was also there, as someone you need to talk to. Always a good ear to talk to.
Likes Gobies, which is very nice. I like Gobies too. And nice.
Yeah, Leo's awesome too.
Was one of my airplane buddies, and she was really nice and patient and like understanding about everything I said, and She's very mature, and I like that.
She's really like mature and smart, which like I admire. I like that.
Oh my god. Leo is just super fun. They're just great. I mean, they're one of the first people that I also talked to on this boat, and without any hesitation, just, you know, nice, friendly, welcoming. Again, always has interesting stories to say, always has something to say about any situation, and they're always funny.
It was amazing to share a room with her. She was neat. She stayed on her side of the bed. She was the perfect roommate you could ask for.
One of my favorite things about people is their laugh, and I think one of the most memorable things about them is their laugh. They just have it's just such a, like a joy, I don't know how to explain it, but like a joyful sound. Like every time I hear it, I just can't help but laugh with them, even if I don't think it's funny.
She also just always knew how to put a smile on my face. When we would go to bed, like I would just be laughing, and I'm gonna miss everyone.
I feel like we're very similar in people, personality-wise and in interests. They're very intuitive, patient, and they have a passion for a lot of things. I also enjoy that they know the foods that I know that some people on the boat have never tried, and so we can kind of relate to each other. They're very easy to talk to, very, very kind, and I admire their power as well.
Like, she was very cool. I talked with her quite a bit, just like her opinions on stuff, and I did not expect her to eat the heart of the lionfish. That was like very surprising, but otherwise we've talked quite a bit, and I had a lot of fun hanging out with her as well.
So Colin did all the work and then you're getting the credit. Wow.
No, I'm focused.
And a B.
Hannah's the best.
You know, another bright, bubbly personality on the boat.
Hannah B, she is sassy, but in a good way.
She's also very kind. When she wants to be, which I think she's very sassy, but it's not any aggression towards anybody.
Hannah B.
Hannah's also great.
Hannah was also one of the first people I clicked with. She was in my room as well, and it was nice getting to know her because I feel like we were very similar in certain aspects. We had done a lot of the same sailing stuff in the past, and she's just so funny too. Like every time she talks, everybody's laughing and everybody loves listening to her talk.
She's really easy to talk to.
She's just super cool and she's hilarious. Like she's super southern and I think that's really funny. I don't know, she's how she talks is super funny. I like it.
Always there with the jokes.
She's funny and she's
very nice. She's always spying in on my conversations and stealing my water bottles. I'm just kidding. But other than that, she's a very nice, bright person. I've never had a problem with her, and I would say she's one of the brightest people on the boat.
Oh, it was funny watching her fall down and hurt herself every time we were on a boat. And likes monsters.
Likes what?
Monsters.
She does?
Yeah.
Hannah, I've grown to be very close with because she is my dive buddy. She's also goofy in her own way, in the way that she just doesn't always think about the things that she's doing while she's doing them. And then you look at her and it's like, do you know what you're doing? Like, she's just along for the ride most of the time. She's so sweet though, and she means well.
Like, she's kind of like a Leah where she won't hesitate to say what's on her mind, which I can appreciate because I like honest people. And I like it when people are honest with me. She's very adventurous and just, is always curious and just kind of wondering. And she always asks questions, even if it's the same 3 questions, or she asks the question 3 times, but but that's good because you need to be asking questions even if it's the same one, because you need that clarification, especially with scuba diving, because if you get something wrong and you don't know what you're doing, you could possibly hurt yourself. So I appreciate that.
She does what she needs to do, but at the same time she doesn't do too much, which is nice.
She's so enjoyable to be around. Like she's always joking, she's always laughing, she's always and she's also she's just really enjoyable to be around.
Hannah's also feisty. She definitely knows what she wants and who she wants to be around.
Hannah was like also very like a chill person. Like we and her got into an intense argument on whether Megalodon, the giant shark, existed or not, and then if mermaids existed. And so much that everyone else was trying to tell us to calm down. We did eventually, but we got along pretty well, had some nice talks, and I think she's a really cool person, and I'm gonna miss not being able to see her. She got it.
It's like a fizzy, like lemonade,
Yeah.
like kind of thing. I think it might be like also grapefruit. I'm not sure. I don't know. But it tastes good.
Yeah.
Andy?
Oh yeah. I was gonna work for a minute.
Same interests as well. She draws good too, and draws very good.
Annie's also like a sweetheart. She never has anything bad to say. She's really good at like talking and has a good conversation.
Andy has been really fun to talk to.
Andy is also one of the brightest people on the boat. I think it's very hard to not be friends with Andy because Andy just talks to everyone. Andy is just like trying to make conversation and friends with absolutely everyone on the boat. Like, it is very hard to not be friends with Andy. They are just like, they're so talkative, not in a bad way, and they are so understanding when you have something to say.
I just feel bad I couldn't help her find Woody.
Andy, I loved talking to her about music and just a bunch of little stuff. We connected on a lot of things. We liked some of the same movies and TV shows. Yeah, great conversations.
Andy is probably the best person I've met. Like, she was the very first person I met. From the airport, we've like just kind of talked with each other, knowing that she was one of my roommates helped, and I was happy when she wanted to be my dive buddy. She's just a very like funny and a very, very genuine person. I'm very happy I got to meet her.
I like her because, especially like last night, how she broke out saying that like she really needed this break, and like a lot of people can't come out of that comfort zone, and I just like how she was saying that like she would have never done certain things that she did this week, like, and she's really fun to talk to, and she like knows a lot of stuff. Same thing with Riley. I think they're both pretty similar.
I think her and I have probably connected the most out of anyone on the boat, or like between me and someone else. Like, her and I have a pretty good connection. I can talk to her about everything. She'll listen, and her and I will have conversations about things and opinions. And she's really cool. I really like her.
Andy's super funny, and she's willing to try anything, which is like a big, like, a hard thing for this, is like willing to do whatever here.
She's willing to try anything? Like what? Give me an example.
Lionfish, she'll eat different parts of the lionfish, just no regrets. She's like, oh, give me this, and she'll eat it. It was the best moment. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, Andy, I love her stories. Her stories are great. Like, she always talks and talks, and she never like lets down a conversation. If like the conversation is dying down, Andy will say something just to like bring it back up, and like she's just great.
Andy's also hilarious. Everybody's just so funny and sweet. It's so hard, but Andy, whenever I'm like sitting alone or something, she'll always just come up to me and be like, oh, are you okay? And then just start talking, and she always has so many questions like about you. She doesn't want to talk about herself. She wants to know about you, which is so rare nowadays, so I hope she never changes that.
Man, Andy knows everything. She'll go on and on about her favorite things and her experiences, always has a story to share, and she's very kind, always caring. She made a little card for a lot of us, thanking us for the things that we've done for her, and I thought that was really sweet. And she likes to do also, she also likes to do little acts of kindness where it brightens everybody's day.
She's a very awesome person, and I'm hoping that we can probably see each other sometime in the future.
Alright, so you had 2 dive instructors and a captain. Let's start with instructor Colin.
Oh, I'm a sailor, that's why.
Colin, he's so silly, because if we're like doing something that's, if he's like doing any of the training dives or anything with the DMTs, like he's very into it, like he's very focused. But then if like at dinner he'll be like goofy and everything.
He was very funny, claiming his spot on the stairs all the time.
The man wears a lot of booty shorts on the boat. And very helpful.
Colin's amazing.
Yeah, super knowledgeable guy, knows his stuff really well. A bit of a stickler for the way things are done, but I can appreciate that and why he is that way.
I really like Colin. He's super funny, he's smart, and he just knows how to like keep us together as like a whole.
I think he knows when to switch on and off, like being a goofball or being a teacher.
Colin was always stern, but not in a bad way. He wanted to get things done, and I respect that. He wanted order, and he wanted people to do their jobs. But other than that, there's always times when he was silly and funny and laughing along with us too. So I like Colin for that.
Colin, very patient man.
Colin, I like how he's so straightforward and like he has standards that needs to be met, and he will teach our crewmates, but then also like he wants to I think he wants to let them try it on their own and see if they can get it the first try, and he's not holding their hand every step of the way.
Colin's been amazing. I really appreciate everything that he's done for the Dive Master program, and I wouldn't have been able to get through it without him. Whenever I had questions, he would answer. If I needed him to redo something, he would do it, and I'm glad that he was able to help us through it.
He just is, will explain things in just like a very friendly way, and you could mess up something 3 or 4 times and he'll be like, that's okay, and then he'll just be like, that's fine, and then he'll just explain it again, but in a different way or in a different route.
Colin is like super smart and just like chill and he's funny. I don't know, I don't have anything bad to say about Colin. He's just like awesome.
He took his job seriously, like making sure we were all listening, but he was also had some cool stories to share with us. He was very good and felt very comfortable asking him for help about some things.
He's a lot more flexible than I think he realizes, because I remember I was struggling with certain things, and I remember I would probably ask him how to do something 2 or 3 more times, and he'd be like, no, that's fine, okay, so this is how you, and that's great, because you need that in an instructor. You need someone who's just, they're like, they don't know, they don't understand, and who's not afraid to just repeat themselves a couple of times. He's great. He's funny too.
Colin has been there for me through thick and thin, and whenever I needed a problem, whenever I have a problem, he's always been there to help me out and just be there whenever I needed. He's such a great leader to look to. If I had a question about anything, I would go to him.
He's very anal about everything, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. He has a plan and he puts his mind to it, gets everybody else in line, makes it easy to participate, and he's always there to help us. We always know that we're backed up and supported by an amazing diver like he is.
Loom, the tables have turned.
Alright, instructor Loom.
Oh my gosh.
Who? You? Of course, you.
I gotta talk about you, Loom.
Loom's okay. He's probably my least favorite person on the boat. I mean,
Loom's my bro.
Oh, where do I begin with this guy? Let's see.
You want me to step away?
Yeah.
Loom, always a great presence on the boat. Really knows how to check my attitude, but I appreciate it. Has the greatest advice on the boat, I think, by far. Just in terms of life advice.
Loom was always cool. He always made very good food, and he made everyone laugh. He taught us all how to dive very well at that, and because of him I was able to get pretty good neutral buoyancy. I think he's one of the best dive instructors I've ever had. And other than that, he's just a great person, you know? Like, I don't think anybody could actually hate Bloom. Bloom is like one of the best people I've ever met.
Terrible man. Hate him. Wouldn't recommend him. No. No, but you've been very encouraging this whole trip. Very nice.
He is the best. He is so funny. I like probably like the best like person I've ever met for sure, because no one ever like has actually talked to me about like stuff other than like, I don't know, just other than like reality stuff. Like you go into in depth about like what I want to do when I grow up, and like just a lot of questions that like hit like the spot that like not a lot of people talk about. And I think that's really nice, and that all he wants is peace, and we need more people in the world like that for sure. He's one of a kind.
He's taught me so much this trip, and like he's just the best. He's just like a good person.
I love Bloom. The first day that we came on the boat, I remember seeing him and thinking, I'm gonna get along with him. I don't remember what you said the first time, but I could just tell that you were like a jokester. And it's been really fun being on the boat with you, because I think you hold the group together very well, and you're a really good teacher. Like, you're just a really, really good teacher, and you don't get aggravated with us, even though we could not get that buddy breathing thing down for like 3 different times. But I really appreciated how you've been patient with us and allowed us to grow throughout this trip.
Bloom, he said it himself yesterday, he is a big kid all around, and the best way possible. Always teasing, but he's always interacting with the crew. Doesn't matter if it's the students, or if it's Jason, or if it's Colin. He's always interacting with everyone and making sure they're all a part and included. And he notes the little stuff, and he has something with everyone, like how Izzy's the kiddie boat, Hannah B, Hannah Montana, me with the Woody, like Ella Bella, like he has something for everyone, and he makes sure that everyone is included and is a part of the group. But he also makes sure that, you know, we're nice to each other, and that we're kind, and that we're respectful. And I love Loom. He's great.
Lou, you're amazing. Amazing. You're so funny, and I don't know how you do it, and don't get mad at us for all the things that we do. It's crazy. Like, if I was you in your position, no way I'd be able to keep myself together. I'm just gonna be honest there. I wouldn't be able to keep it together with all these kids on this boat.
Okay, cover your ears. Cover your ears. Cover your ears. Are you covering your ears? You're lying. You can hear me. Okay, so he's a great and joyous person. Although he's the one that bullies me the most and pushes me in the water, he bullies me about going on the kiddie boat. After all of that stuff, I would say that he's just, oh look, they're leaving. I would say that he's just a great person to look forward to, and I love tugging at his fin underwater.
He makes jokes a lot. He films people while sleeping. I don't understand why he does that. He's also one of the funniest people I've ever met. He cares very much about how we do on the dive, and I really appreciate all the patience and effort he's put into us, and how he always tries to keep a conversation going. He made the ship feel a lot like home.
Oh, Loom, you have to cover your ears so that you can't hear.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Loom is one of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my entire life. Every single time I'm around you, you just put the biggest smile on my face, and that goes for everybody on the boat. I could go on. I'm so grateful that you were on this boat, and I feel like I can really talk to you about anything that I need to. I'm gonna start crying. Sunglasses are going on. I can talk to you about anything, and it's been really nice to talk to you about deeper things that aren't just surface level, that I haven't been able to talk to everybody on the boat with, like why I'm here and what I hope to accomplish by being here. And I know that you're able to see that and understand that these trips really have been life-changing for me, and I don't know where I would be without them. And I'm just really grateful that you were here. You got me crying now. Oh my god.
Got so many bad things to say about me.
Yeah, it made me cry.
Oh, so you want things to be?
Oh.
One of my first experiences with Loom, it was very easy to open up and be in a vulnerable state where I knew I could trust him. I knew. He's very welcoming, very kind. I don't think I've ever met someone so positive. As you said, you hate negative in your life, and you are anything but that. You are the one instructor that made the boat feel like home. Oh my god. And really held us together, joking around, feeling like a family even for the short 2 weeks. And just being a stable person that we can look up to and admire, and as I said earlier, be open to do things or say things or be ourselves with. And I think that that's just the most beautiful thing that a person can give. The most beautiful thing being like being able to be yourself and being accepted, and yeah, I think that's what's good. There's so many fish jumping, but yeah. Thank you, Loom, for this experience. I appreciate you. You've done a lot for me in the 2 weeks that I've been here. Yeah. You're over there. And then Loom!
And Captain Jason.
Yeah, Captain Jason, always saying something crazy out of pocket, but you gotta love that. Yeah, no, super knowledgeable as well on the marine biology side. Always love hearing, just in the morning, the different fish of the day, coral of the day. Also, the lionfish dissection was pretty cool as well.
Jason was a great captain. I'm really happy we got him. He also had a lot of great stories to tell about other people and questionable decisions he's made. But he was very fun captain. He made sure like whoever was helmsman would know what they were doing, how like we were doing things, explain like where we were on the reefs and stuff, making sure we knew what was going on throughout the day. Had a bunch of interesting fish facts, and I still question why he let people eat the parts of a lionfish when he was dissecting it in front of us. But yeah, he was a great captain. I'm really glad we had him for our trip.
Jason is a funny guy. He always is cracking jokes, and he's always sarcastic, and it reminds me a lot of myself and my dad. And he's just always nice. He wants, like Colin, he wants to get things done, and he doesn't want any rules to be broken, but that's his job, so I understand that. But other than that, like, he's just a calm, collected, and a very kind person.
A lot of funny stories. And a weird coat.
He's very funny. Like, stuff he says, like, it just, like, some of it doesn't make sense, but some of it does, and it's just like, oh, okay. And he's good at teaching kids and really good with kids. And I enjoyed being on the boat with him and everyone.
Jason's awesome too. Like, without him, none of this would be happening. So cheers to him for that. And I don't know, Jason's awesome too.
Thank you for running such a great trip. I'll never forget.
Jason's very silly. Like, there will be some days where you can tell he's a little grumpy, but other days where he's like joking along with everyone, and it's been really fun. It was really fun being the helmsman yesterday because him and I were just chatting up there about various viewpoints and past Odyssey trips, and he's a really good guy to talk to. He's really fun. I also think that he's super experienced in this field, so it's been really fun hearing him talk about the things that he knows.
Jason has got to be one of the most interesting person I have ever met. He's an interesting person. Just the way he tells his stories and how he tries to make a point and the way he communicates that point is just very entertaining to me. And I will forever remember the story how he talked about how he lost the dinghy, tried to make it look like it got cut off, tried to hand it to the lady. She said, "Oh, we don't sell that rope," and he just goes, "Oh, here's my credit card." I will forever remember that story.
Jason's just funny. I love the way he teaches us about what we need to do in our learning. And the stories he tells, he's a really good storyteller, and I love that.
As a captain, he sets the tone, and I think it's also because we're older, we're like, all right, we have responsibilities, we need to get things done, but he's just very straightforward and to the point of just don't do this, and you're like, all right, and he's laid back, but in the way that it's that where it counts, not when it comes to important stuff and our safety. He's laid back in a way where it's if we're just chilling or if we're messing around during shower time, he's like, oh, as long as they're safe, it's fine.
Jason, he's a great leader. I love how he can teach us anything about sailing, and his stories are also awesome.
Jason, I'm so grateful that you started these programs. As I said, they've really been life-changing for me, and it's been great to be on a boat with you the past 2 years. And I just hope that you're able to realize what these trips can do for people, and even if not everybody comes out of it with the same experience, it's really helped a lot of people. Oh, this is rough. We love you.
Oh, Jason, I had you last year. You always know what to say, brings up topics that I myself are very interested in, especially with fish talks, fish, creature, coral. Those were probably one of my favorite parts of the day. Starting the day off with a fish that we had to identify in the water, and if we saw it, we'd just be like, oh look, and then show everybody else, look, that's the fish that we learned this morning. And they stuck with me. I remember most of the fish from last year, and you make all of the lessons fun, all of the conversations fun, and you do a lot for the team, for the boat, for every individual, and for the future people who are going to dive. And you really encouraged me to dive so much more, to go anywhere, everywhere, and experience further than the Caribbean. And I always have these memories forever, and they've changed me. So thank you.
And moi.
Ew.
Cap.
Yeah.
You have a problem?